And good morning to you all in YouTube land. It's Chris Bain over at Keller Williams Realty. Thank you so much for joining me. What I'm going to be doing right now is putting together episode number 50 of my podcast, A Pulse on San Diego Real Estate. Today we're going to talk about numbers and we're going to explore one community, and that community today is North Park. So I'm going to go over the numbers here. They're going to appear on my podcast. You can listen to that on iTunes. Also, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram. I really appreciate it. Now with that, we're going to get into the meat of our podcast. We have a couple things that we're going to go over today. We're going to go over the numbers, and I'm going to talk to you about opting out of anything to get off pre-screen to get your credit rating up. Here we go. And welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Chris Bain with Keller Williams Realty, and thank you so much for having me into your earbuds or on your laptops. I truly appreciate it. So it's Wednesday, and as you know, on Wednesday we like to go over the numbers about what's going on in San Diego. So I wanted to take a peek at that in terms of what's going on in real estate. Now in April of this year, the average sales price was $565,000. Now, right now in May of 2018, that slipped to $560,500. We're going to go over in a second in North Park, and we're going to see the dynamic of two different neighborhoods, and we're going to talk about whether or not we see a shift actually happening in the real estate market. The market time across San Diego County remain unchanged at 29 days. The square footage, the price per square foot per property being sold, now this is for attached and detached properties, that rose just slightly from April to May, from $402 a square foot to $405 a square foot. So not much of a change there. And currently listed properties on the market right now, in April of 2018, there were 6,330. And right now in May, now we are in June, but we don't have the numbers for June yet, but in May 2018, there's 6,457. And so what that tells us is there's a lot of people putting their homes on the market because it is that summer buying season, which means people are going to automatically flood the market with those properties. And that's important to know because now if you're thinking about selling your home, first of all, any time is a good time to sell or buy a home. That is a given. However, what you have to know is that you're going to be competing with a lot more people on the market right now than you would have even 2 or 3 months ago. And if you choose to put your home on later on in the year, say the end of the third quarter or the beginning of fourth quarter, then you're going to have even less competition, which actually isn't a bad thing because quite honestly, you're going to be able to probably garner more because you're going to be dealing with serious buyers and serious sellers. Let's head back a second for the average sales price. So in April 2018, it was $565,000, slipping in May of 2018 to $560,500. We've been talking about that there is a there's a stagnancy in the market that is developing, and if you really study the market like I do and you really pay attention to the market, you know that buyers, I've said this before, they're getting fatigued. Interest rates are going up. People are getting beat out on properties. Now remember, this is a global setting for the entire San Diego real estate market. So it does mean that we are seeing a slight dip. I feel as though we are going through a shift, and let me explain why, because I want to take a look at North Park, just one community that I service. Now in North Park, in April of 2018, the average sales price was $550,000. In May of 2018, it jumped to $677,000. That is a 55.6% increase. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you right now, that is not sustainable. You cannot sustain that level of increase in pricing. It's just not possible. The only type of people that you're going to be able to lure into that market is the move-up buyer, and those are the buyers who already have a house to sell, it is very rare you're going to get a first-time buyer that's even going to qualify for something that much, $677,000. And let's be honest, most of those properties, they're going to be 2-bedroom, 1-bath detached houses. And there's a lot of people who want a lot more space, so they're not going to be able to fit into those properties. So this is not sustainable. This is an example of increases that aren't sustainable. So what I'm telling you is, if you live in North Park, now is actually really a good time to sell your property in North Park and maybe wait it out a little bit. But let's go over some more of the numbers. Now, the market time, it increased just a little bit. Not bad, from 17 to 18 days. It's only 1 day. You'll remember that the average days on market around the county are 29 days. Those remained unchanged. The price per square foot, it just increased $1. So what I'm wondering is like, how are we getting these increases in prices? Well, my theory is that the houses that are being sold are smaller, and so the price is going up. That's kind of my theory, because the price per square foot just went from $578 to $579, not very much. Active listings did go down by 6. So the active listings on the market between 2018 and April 2018 and March 2018 went from 51 to 57. So I've said this before, I feel like there is a shift going on in the real estate market. I feel like I'm not exactly sure. I don't feel like it's going to bottom out like it did in 2008. I'm not at all concerned about that. I don't think that's going to happen one bit. I do think, though, that we do need to be concerned. We do need to be aware of what's going on. Properties are sitting a little bit longer. Properties over $800,000-$900,000, they're sitting a little bit longer globally across the county. Just be aware of that as you're about to put your home on the market. And if you have any questions about putting your home on the market or specific numbers for the community in which you live, please reach out to me at 619-818-2992. And switching gears, everybody, I want to talk to you a second about credit ratings. So I've been doing a lot of studying on credit ratings, because credit ratings fluctuate so deeply depending on, how long you've had your credit, your debt to income ratio, how much credit you're using, are you paying on time, are you using the credit and paying it on time? There's so much, but one of the things that I learned was that one of the things that does keep your credit down is all those offers you get in the mail. So those inquiries that people are making to get you credit, those are actually taking a ding on your credit report. And so there is a website that I got from the Federal Trade Commission that I wanted to share with you. It's called optoutprescreen.com. And what you can do is you have two choices. You can either opt out of those pre-screened offers for a minimum of 5 years, or you can opt out of them for a lifetime. It's totally up to you. The choice is up to you. There's a couple different levels you have to go through. What I did is I opted out for 5 years. And so what it is, they gave me this confirmation that I was opted out. You have to enter a few things like your name, your social security number, date of birth, your address and phone number. That way they know to stop calling you. They know to stop sending you those offers in the mail. If you choose that you want to start getting those again, you can opt back into them. So you can opt back into all of those things. So it's just kind of one of those things where I'm just sick of getting my mailbox flooded with all that crap. Credit card offers. My whole big thing that I'm working on this year is to pay down as much debt as I possibly can. We're going to talk about that in another podcast, but we're going to be talking about paying down your debt and becoming debt-free. And so this is one step in that direction, so the temptation is gone. The other thing that I did, which I highly recommend that you do, is I went to freecreditreport.com. I went and got 2 of my 3 credit reports, because one of them, Equifax, was having some sort of technical difficulties and couldn't send me my credit report, but I did get the one from TransUnion and I did get the one from Experian. Now I'm going to take time to digest that later on to see if there are any mistakes on it. I highly recommend you do that. So the homework and the assignment I'm giving you is 2 things. If you choose to, optoutprescreen.com. Go to that, opt out, either 5 years or a lifetime, and then get on freecreditreport.com and get your free credit reports, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking a lot about finances and being financially savvy for the rest of this year and into 2019 and getting debt free. Now, when I say debt free, I mean pretty much anything that is short-term debt. That's car loans, that's credit cards, all those types of things. So we want to get those. Your mortgage, I'm not so concerned about. Your student loan, I think you should totally have paid off. However, my student loan isn't totally paid off. My student loan is not one of those things that I'm overly concerned about. However, it's one of those things that I want to get paid off. But I want to be bringing in experts on that and making us all financially smarter. So if you have any questions about real estate, getting optoutprescreen.com, if you have any questions about that, please let me know, 619-818-2992. I hope you all are having a wonderful and lovely day. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow and be good to one another. Bye-bye.